Hey guys, Tim Kulig. Out on a bike ride to listen to a bunch of my tunes with a sound in a different environment than my studio, which is sonically pretty perfect, you know? Shh, listen. Gotta change it up a little bit. Get an idea what it sounds like from different speakers, your car, earbuds. Let you hear things differently. Let you see what you might be missing, what else you can get from it. If you're hitting the mark, if you're not feeling it. Putting together a orchestral album right now, which I'm pretty psyched about. Wasn't sure what I had to put together yet. Working on this buddy cop album, like with an 80s retro style to it. Really is a way to free your mind for the creative process. You know, just get out in nature. I mean, take a look where I am. This gorgeous place. Paved. There's water here. I'm actually at, this is a shot of Flatwoods Park in Florida. Thanatasasa. I think that's how you say it. I always say the names down here wrong. A 7-mile loop. An opportunity to do some exercise. Figure out what's going on with your music. Or content creation. Or just life, you know? Just loosen up. Some of the stuff we're going to be working on this year is content tailored specifically to you. So I'm going to be doing social media posts and updates throughout the next several months. The whole idea behind Tim Kulig Free Music is simply that. It's free and it's available for content creators out there that just don't have the funds, they don't have the wherewithal, or they want to focus those funds on something else, like they're crowdsourcing something, or ultimately, I want you to have it, I want it out there, I want it to perpetuate the brand, and by helping you, it helps me. So keep at it, keep telling me what you want, because I will gear my creative process to that end. Truth be told, can't always control that. I mean, I was hoping to have a buddy cop album by the end of May. Looks like that's going to get pushed into the mid to end of June, simply because I wasn't inspired. But I was inspired with some horror and some orchestration stuff, so that's coming out real soon. Symphony of Swords coming out. That's thanks to Chat GPT. Give me some album name ideas, which is pretty slick. And that is an orchestration album, probably about 10 tunes, maybe a couple more. We'll see how many more I can finish up this week before a release date, or at least a published date, end of this week. I'd just like to get it in the can and in the process over at DistroKid before June 1. How you're utilizing the tunes, I gotta tell you, man, it's a blast to watch you guys put this stuff into videos and see exactly how you utilize it. I've got this idea in my head every time I write a piece that literally speaks to me visually what I think it would look like. And then people use it, and I'm like, my God, I never would imagine that. Like, perfect example was, I think, a Ukrainian YouTuber 2 years ago did a video on a rescue on a water tower, and he used one of my D&D album songs, Here Be Dragons, as this like epic orchestration of them flying in with helicopters and doing all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, I never in a million years would have used it for that. But people take my stuff and use it in different ways, and I love it. I love exploring it. I love discovering it. Some of the visuals you guys put together, especially for the ambient stuff and like the meditation stuff, is just fantastic. I can't thank you enough. I know that the thanks is mutual and it comes around in this big 360 circle, but I wouldn't possibly have the time to generate all that content and all those videos, and I save them. Oftentimes, I'll have them on my YouTube channel, which, quite honestly, it could use some help. I'd like to organize it in a better way that's useful to you folks, and also give another area where you guys can actually download it and grab the text for the Creative Commons text, where you can literally just grab it and grab the song, grab the attribution text, and just drop it in wherever you want. Again, if you're doing it in a movie, I'd prefer it, to be the list, music by, on IMDb. And some of you have already done that. I've got a couple guys up there that have already used stuff for that. If you ever have a question, you can just reach out to me at timkuligfreemusic@gmail.com. Rapidly approaching 400 tunes published. I know we talked the other day when I was at Flatwoods about getting things edited and reviewing tunes, and got a orchestration album published as of 5/31/23. So I got it done before the end of the month, which is exactly what I was trying to do. So got that going. Got a horror album coming up. And it's actually a combination of an actual horror album and also some shorts. I'm going to be playing around with the next 2 or 3 months with shorter form music, specifically stuff that people on TikTok can pick up, or Facebook Reels, or YouTube. Shorter pieces that don't do a lot. They kind of do the thing that they're supposed to do for a minute and a half, and that's it. So they don't evolve a lot. They're specifically like drones or situations in the background that basically don't take away from the video. A lot of times that short content doesn't lend itself to something that's very fluid. Anything from my Symphony of Swords album, snippets of that would probably work, but the entire song, probably not. Those songs are some of the best orchestrations I've done in a long time. So those have a lot of activity and a lot of things going on. The stuff that I plan on doing with the horror, like there's a couple of tunes on TikTok specifically that are really interesting to me. They don't do a lot. I should probably capture one and sneak it into this video as an example, because that's the kind of thing I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do beds like that, 20, 30 of them, full-length horror stuff, but like shorter stuff. And I'm gonna play around with that too and see how people respond to it. Because I just want people to use it, you know? I reached out to a couple of TikTokers that specifically used my stuff and thanked them, and then asked them what they were looking for, and they said specifically that the horror genre is underrepresented on there. So I'm gonna play around with that. I'm literally just gonna get in there and watch a bunch of videos, see what they're using. The thing is that I think people don't realize that sonically, you know, a particular piece is going to kind of say a similar thing to the same person over and over again. Maybe not to each individual person, but when I hear something, I associate sonically a song with a specific feeling. And if you go from video to video, you get this, you're set to feel the same way over and over and over again. But it's very specific and very unique to you. So it's a good idea to have some variation there. The problem is that not everything works. Not everything works. There's a lot of things out there that, you know, you can try to drop it in there. It's just too busy, or it doesn't really speak to the video in the background. You want something mysterious and scary at the same time. Like you gotta play around with it. And so this is also the reason I'm doing this, is that this is the first day of an experiment over the course of the next month. We'll see what happens, but I'm trying this Chat GPT schedule. It's basically start with some long form and then break up the content over the course of the month over various platforms with various links. So take a long form piece on YouTube and break it up into shorts, break it up into reels, break it into TikToks, you know, even have some Instagram stuff and some Facebook posts and everything, and then kind of do a summary at the end of the month. Have enough content here to share and move things around and have a generalized theme. This theme is like, hey, starting this process. We'll see what happens. Consistency is the key. I'm a big fan of Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, most people know him by, and been reading a bunch of stuff from him and watching his videos on how to create content and be consistent about it. So I'll probably tag him in this and everything I do forward. Create That's one thing that nobody can take away from you. You can go to your 9-to-5 job every day, and you can feel like your life's not going anywhere, or you're just punching a clock to pay bills. And I get it. We got to do that. You know, we've got people that we're responsible for, and we have bills we have to pay, and there's things that we need to do in our lives. But one thing I found is that if you start your day doing something for yourself, specifically creating something, even if it's 15 minutes a day. I know a lot of our lives are very, very busy. But if you sit down and just do that writing once a day, or, you know, come up with that melody, or do that blog post, or whatever it is that's creative, that do that drawing, do that sketch, you know, once a day, just time for yourself. You start your day that way. Wake up a half an hour earlier, you know, get up a half an hour earlier and have that time for yourself. Have a cup of coffee, whatever it is you do to start your day, a glass of water, whatever. Even if it's like other stuff, running, you know, get up, or just walk. If you can't run, walk, you know, get up and do a 20-minute walk and clear your head at the beginning of the day. It's for you. It's your time. It's your time. Remember, none of us get out of this alive. So make every day count, man.